Enshrouded has just announced some big news about their 1.0 release with an updated roadmap going over their development for the rest of 2026. Now, given that I post a lot of Enshrouded content on this channel, I figured I would make this quick video going over that roadmap, sharing what's new, and also giving some thoughts and questions that I have about what they've announced today. So first things first, they just announced that they hit the 5 million player mark, which is super, super exciting. Very happy for them. And yeah, glad to see some more Enshrouded people in the community. And as such, they said that they will be celebrating by releasing a new Twitch drop, or some new Twitch drops, for Valentine's Day. We'll be seeing new cosmetics and a new little heart-shaped cushion, which is very cool. And then if you don't get them with the Twitch drops, they will be part of an in-game quest. So anyway, figured I'd share that. That's exciting. And along the lines of new cosmetics and such, if we do get over 50 submissions to the new Winter Enshrouded build contest, then they will be releasing another cosmetic for that. So for those of you who don't know, I am a judge for that contest. I've had so much fun checking out all of your amazing creations and creativity over the last couple weeks. So if you're currently working on something for that competition, then just be sure to submit it by February 4th, which is the deadline for that. And I can't wait to keep checking out your amazing creativity. So with that said, let's jump in and go over the roadmap now. So to answer the immediate question, when is 1.0 coming out? They mentioned it will be sometime in the fall of 2026. We originally thought that it would be more in the spring of 2026, but they're actually adding quite a bit more to the game than we originally expected. So they're kind of pushing back the full 1.0 release till fall, but it's really cool to still see it this year. They're not giving exact dates out yet, just so that they don't miss deadlines or things like that, but they have the general picture of wanting to get it out in the fall. However, we can see that we will be seeing some exciting things happening in the spring of this year. So starting out, we have the adventure sharing, their first version of adventure sharing. So basically what they said in their video and the notes and stuff is that this is kind of a way for players to share their worlds easier and their creations and adventures with other players in the community and the world. And this goes in a little more depth in the fall 1.0 release, where they'll kind of be revamping this and updating it depending on how it goes. But that's really cool to see. That they're going to start implementing that in the spring of this year, along with a whole bunch of general improvements, balancing, bug fixing, all of that good stuff, which we love to see, you know, maybe better render distance, things along those lines. I've already put that bug in their ear. Hopefully, you know, we'll keep seeing improvements and all of that good stuff. So that'll be nice to see starting in the spring. And then in terms of the fall for their 1.0 release, this is where things get pretty exciting. So we can see here they want to do an improved new player experience, better quest progression, and many more is what they have here. So lots of new stuff. You know, this goes along with, you know, new combat, greater tactical depth, smarter enemy behavior. This could also go along with like NPC behavior and stuff getting slightly reworked to be smarter, things along those lines. So yeah, better balancing, more enemy variety. So that's really cool to see. They also mentioned in their video a sort of revamp to the great sword. For players that, you know, want more of like slashing instead of just hitting and knockback with it, which is really cool to see. They've always done such a great job of listening to the player community for that. We also see even more optimization, smoother gameplay across all hardware configurations. So especially lower end systems is what they specifically state here. With much faster shader compiling and all of that good stuff. So yeah, you don't have to wait anymore, you know, an hour if you've got a lower end computer to try to hop into the game and see your fire spells go, because your shaders will finally be compiled much faster, which is awesome to see. So now they also state some new content, exciting new locations to explore, new enemies and challenges to overcome. So that's pretty cool. And the thumbnail for this little thing is the floating islands that we see in the distance. I don't know, you know, I don't know. Comment your thoughts about that below. Maybe that'll be a new location. I'm excited to see what they end up adding. And yeah, and then they've got adventure sharing version 2, their updated adventure sharing. So I'll talk more about that here. So they'll have logic elements, logic gates, enemy spawners, traps. So what this basically means in a nutshell is think like the ancient spires or dungeons or things that are already in Enshrouded, the hollow halls, you could design these for your friends. They'll give you the traps and all kinds of cool stuff. They mentioned using some of their similar logic to Portal Knights for doing this. But that's really cool to see because some of the players, especially with Enshrouded's minigame contests and things in the past, they've been getting a lot of inspiration from the players to add these things as things that we can build for our friends in Enshrouded. So you could build a full-on maze with changing things with buttons, with traps, all that kind of stuff, and be able to share those adventures and experiences with other players, which is just really cool to see. I always thought it would be awesome to add more of that and make the whole mini-games concept within Enshrouded a bigger thing, because they do a really good job of it. They have some awesome RPG elements and story to the game, and it would just be super cool to see some of that created by the players and shared with other players to have some fun quests to do together. And then, of course, the console release, which I know some people were looking forward to that, possibly more in the spring. It sounds like it's going to be more in the fall of this year, so apologies for the delay on that, but any early access game is going to not be prioritizing console because it's easier to make their changes and shifts and everything to PC, and then once the code is more final for the game, then they move it over to platforms like console and all of that good stuff. So this is what they announced right away on their roadmap. They also mentioned in the video that they will be continuing to work on the game after the 1.0 release, both with free and paid expansions. And personally, I would be totally fine with some paid expansions. I know that raised a little bit of controversy with the community, but myself, along with others, would be fine with that because if you really think about it, it's like, I paid close to $30 for the game for over 1,000 hours of content that I have in it so far, and that's really worth it. They have done such a good job with all of their content, and they're working toward a really solid 1.0 release, which is great to see. So yeah, we may be getting some paid expansion packs in the future, but it's just really cool to see that they will continue working on this game and development. So now some thoughts and questions I have about this roadmap is you'll notice nowhere on here does it mention creative mode. Yeah, that came out to me right away, stood out to me right away. So I asked one of the devs about that today, and they said that they're still finalizing some things with the team, basically, and we don't know an exact release date for creative mode. This would be a pretty big implementation. They might be just trying to get the game out in a solid 1.0 state prior to creative mode, and that might be a different expansion in the future. I'm really hoping we still see it because this game has so much potential to give us more creative tools and things for that. That's something I've been really enjoying about Hytale lately, are just the level of creative tools we get with the game. So I would love to see some of that in Enshrouded added eventually, but it sounds like those are not yet on the promise board or entirely, entirely planned just yet. So yeah, I will update you, maybe leave a little pinned comment or something and update that pinned comment on this video if I hear more about the creative mode, so you can check back there. But for the time being, that might disappoint some people, and we'll just have to see where things go. So I hope you're as excited as I am for 1.0. This is really exciting. This is such an amazing game. And with that said, be sure to subscribe for more awesome Enshrouded content and other survival building games. And I will see you all next time. Cheers.